Hey there, just a quick reminder, we have a mentorship program if you're looking for personalized coaching and mentorship to help guide you to the next level of your interior design business, whatever that might look like for you, whether it's processes and procedures or what services to offer to how to incorporate wellness, intention, or spirituality into your projects. Come join us over at designcoven.com/join. Or if you're just in search to connect with other like-minded interior designers, you can join our free community, also located at designcoven.com/join. Hello. I have two beautiful speakers on today's episode that I'm so excited to share with you all. We are creating this podcast in conjunction with all of the episodes with the Design Coven membership. So the space that we're talking about today, we're actually going to be able to go on tour and experience the space for ourselves through the Coven. If this is something that you are interested in, I invite you to check out the website, bewitchingthehome.com, to get more information on our beautiful group of people that are in the holistic interior design space, whether or not you are a designer, you're a student of design, or you are thinking about going into this beautiful industry. I invite you all to check us out. So today we have Kathryn Rogers, who is the founder of Maya Moon Co. She launched the company following a 10-year career in strategic brand management and executive leadership in the wellness and sustainable food sectors. After building a successful farm-to-table catering company from the ground up in San Diego, she decided to pivot the Vivacious Dish LLC brand to launch a packaged food product. Maya Moon Co. was born out of her love for sweets and an allergy to processed sugar. So she set out on a mission to create a decadent treat that made her and her customers feel amazing, body, mind, and spirit. Since its launch in 2019, Maya Moon has grown to include a team of 10 chocolatiers and cacao tenders, serving up hot and cold drinking chocolate, gluten-free pastries, farm-to-table eats, and cacao truffles at their first brick-and-mortar cafe in San Diego, California. They also ship organic cacao truffles and drinking cacao to customers nationwide. Maya Moon is proud to source its whole bean cacao directly from farmers in Ecuador and Peru who are committed to sustainable regenerative growing practices. And the beautiful holistic interior designer that created this brick and mortar is, of course, Steffi Reyes-Thomas, well AP. She is an Afro-Chicana holistic interior designer and regenerative creation artist. She is focused on wellness, aesthetic, function, and regenerative practices as founder and chief of Holistic Spaces Design Consultancy. She is currently working on both physical and digital spaces. She offers climate discussion techniques, 3D modeling, and holistic design ideation. Steffi believes that a truly sustainable approach to design must contribute to the evolution of human consciousness. She creates original spaces that are deeply personal. Her expertise lies in combining the best aspects of sustainability and health within the built environment. She seeks to make holistic design accessible to diverse clientele with the utmost respect to the delicate environmental and ecological factors. And Stephanie also happens to be in the Design Coven as a member, and I'm so excited to share both of these beautiful women with you today in our episode. You're listening to the Holistic Interior Design Business Podcast. This is a podcast that guides you as a new or inspiring independent interior designer navigating your entrepreneurial path. Here, with my over 20 years experience, I will share my holistic approach to design with intention and ancient practices, including feng shui, all incorporating mind, body, and spirit into my design projects. You will also learn from seasoned interior designers as they give strategies and insight of how they built their businesses and continue to work in the field. Together, we will discover supportive trade partners, new ideas, creatives, and inspiring artists from around the world. I am your host, Rachel Lorraine Crawford. Hello, hello. Welcome back. We have the beautiful Kathryn and Steffi with us today. And before we get into our conversation, I'm going to go ahead and create our sacred space by ringing our bell to get us into the present moment. Just really connecting with our breath, connecting with our bodies. And then, of course, lighting a candle. We just had the summer solstice. So we're still kind of in that fiery, creative space. So I'm going to go ahead and light our Mithras candle, connecting us with that spirit of creativity and connection. And the sun. And of course, I'm going to pull a card. I've got my Modern Witch Tarot deck, which I absolutely adore. I'm going to pull a card for us today just to kind of see what energies or what message we might need while we're in this space. And I like to read my cards right side up, so that's what I'm going to do. It's the Six of Swords. So we have a space of moving forward. This always comes in at a time when we're sort of transitioning, we're moving into a new space. There may be some things that are ready to be released. So this will be really interesting to see how that sort of plays out in our journey today. So cool. So I love to know what you both are nourishing yourselves with. What do you have that you're taking into your bodies this beautiful, beautiful morning?
I'm drinking water. I'm on a 36-hour water fast, and I'm about 30 hours in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I try and do one once every other week. And so, yeah, it's water for me.
That's incredible.
My elixir right now is, of course, cacao. And it's exciting because this cacao was prepared with water from the Alps. I'm in France at the moment. So it's our blend from Maya Moon, aphrodisiac blend. So it has maca and damiana, good for energy and vitality and creativity. And then I literally shook it up with water right from here in the Alps. So extra special.
It's so special. Wow.
Beautiful, too.
So pretty. I love that you have it in a clear glass. That's rad. And then I have a Fun Earth Coast mushroom mocha. So yeah, one of the founders came on the podcast. It hasn't aired yet. So she gifted me this beautiful mushroom concoction. So that's what I'm enjoying this morning. I always ask, what is home for you at the moment? Does one of you want to start with that? I just love knowing how home is translated into our different spaces.
Ooh, how do I even answer that? So I live in a tiny 333 square foot studio. This is where I quarantined. So sometimes it feels very small and sometimes it feels like just the perfect amount of space that I need. I'm the kind of person who's really obsessed with efficiency. And so it works for me. It wouldn't work for everybody, but it does work for me.
Well, my home is in San Diego. I live at a beautiful community home with space for growing food and having chickens and lots of plants, which is super nourishing. But I would say more and more, I define home as a place where I can feel plugged in to myself and loving community and natural beauty in some form. And that experience can arrive in many locations, which is really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I miss chickens. I used to have chickens. They're so funny.
They're so cute. They're hilarious. They're like weird and quirky and yeah, but they're great. They're a lot of fun.
They're so cool. I love them. Amazing. So I want to know, well, let's wrap it back a little bit. I met Kathryn, I think it was like at a networking event, like so long ago. I don't even know how many years ago it was. And then Steffi, I met you. What has it been like?
Maybe 2 years.
2 years? Yeah. Just like through the design world, right? Like, so I want to know how you two got together.
Yeah. So I am on the Women in Green committee. And one of the fellow committee members said that they saw a post on Facebook or something that somebody was looking for a designer, and they must have fit the criteria because they put Kathryn and I, they connected us right away via email. And then the next day I was there at what would then be Maya Moon, what Maya Moon is today.
I like to call it divine intervention via social media.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so rad. So tell me, I want to know, Kathryn, I mean, you've been in this world of the cacao and chakras and integrating all of that. And just from the moment I met you, how did this whole idea come about to create this beautiful physical space?
Yeah, so it definitely was an evolution, kind of like a natural trajectory of growth. My background is actually in marketing, and I had a 10-year career doing brand strategy and marketing for a variety of health organizations. But my passions have always been around connecting over food and sustainability and health and well-being. And so over time on my own journey, I just kind of gained clarity around who I was and the impact that I wanted to create in the world. And at the same time, I was on a spiritual journey, and in my 20s really got tuned into meditation and mindfulness practices, and really starting to explore the nexus between functional food and mindfulness, and just playing with all of those things. And on that journey, I connected with cacao. I actually connected with it for the first time at Lightning in a Bottle, which is a kind of like consciousness music experiential festival in California. And there was a couple guys that had come up from Argentina and served cacao, and they did it with sound in this very mindful experience. And it was just really beautiful. I mean, obviously chocolate is so accessible, but experiencing cacao with such reverence in that space was a unique and powerful experience. And it just started getting nudges over time to continue to connect with it. And over time, I meditated with it for about 5 years every day, just sitting with cacao and really starting to understand what it is and its frequency and how it wanted to show up and be expressed in various ways. And that journey led from, I had a farm to table catering company that I launched in 2016 in San Diego, and really focused around local sourcing and functional foods. And then cacao kind of stole my heart in a way as a heart opener, and she kept showing up, and I fell in love and really wanted to explore how to take the core ethos of sustainability and thoughtful sourcing and community connection and create a product, but also experiences that were really meaningful and beneficial to the community in San Diego and the broader global community. And so everything kind of just converged. And during COVID times, there was an obvious need. I had launched Maya Moon as an e-commerce and event experience company. So doing a lot of cacao and chocolate centered experiences, meditation experiences, community circles, small gatherings, and then e-commerce. So we were shipping product nationwide since 2019.
Wow.
But I started to observe during COVID just how important it was for people to have safe and healthy spaces to gather. And so we started doing in-person events outside in San Diego. So we would meet on beaches and in parks, and starting to pair cacao opportunities to just connect to the heart space through this beautiful plant medicine with sound or yoga, or just ways for people to really drop in and have a meaningful experience among community where there was still, space and just the opportunity to be out in nature. And the community grew a lot during those 2 years. And so it kind of became obvious in that trajectory how needed it was to have a central gathering place. And so the location that is now Maya Moon Collective just showed up one day on a walk with a friend. And I fell in love, and it just felt right, and signed the lease, and we started the build-up process, which is when I met Steffi.
Oh my God. And our paths did cross again through Yoga Bus. You have a beautiful, I remember showing up because they were like, oh, I want you to, read cards for everybody. I'm like, okay, perfect. And then I show up and Kathryn's there. And of course I'm like, yeah, I'll be gone. And the cacao. And I was like, yes, this is like so good. And then we just kept crossing. And then again, we saw each other at Bloom Bash at the museum. And I was like, oh, I got to get you on. And then, of course, Steffi connected with me again, like through the membership group. I'm like, oh, you know, it's just another thing. It was like, oh my God, like obviously, you know, this is such an alignment with everything that we're doing. But Steffi, I also want to get into your origin story with how you know, ventured into the world of holistic interior design. And then and then again, you know, I have so many questions for both of you guys, but we'll start there because I'm just already, my mind is like 10 steps forward. So let's start there so that I'm not like
origin stories. So I was in 3rd grade and the word architect came on a spelling test. And I said, what's that? And they said, that's somebody who designs buildings. And I said, that's me. And ever since, I've really focused all of my education, all of my practices to incorporate and like to learn everything about architecture that I could. My degree is in interior architecture and design. My name is Steffi Reyes-Thomas, WELL AP. I got my WELL accreditation back in 2017. And I believe in WELL because it's the first like building standard that is specifically for people within the space and not just the building itself. Like I was also LEED as well, and but WELL is the one that I identify with the most. That's sort of like the origin of that. I went from commercial interior design, and I also did some landscape design. I'm still sort of doing those things. In 2020, I got a huge pay cut, and then from my commercial design job, which I'd had for 4 years prior to that, and then in 2021 they laid everybody off. But in 2020, when that first pay cut hit, I said in my head, okay, I'm the sole proprietor of my new business. And I did all this market research and all this work and all this inner work too to cultivate what is now Holistic Spaces Design Consultancy. So I chose Holistic Spaces for myself because like literally my job, the job that I want and the job that I do doesn't exist anywhere else. And I really define holistic design as, well, in my opinion, like I focus on the wellness of the people within the space. I focus on sustainability and functionality as well as aesthetic. So it's like this overall overarching, and I can go on and on about that. And I have a few announcements too. So
oh, sweet. Okay. Amazing. So I would love to know the design inspiration, what went into designing Maya Moon. How did you integrate this wellness perspective into the space? Yeah, Steffi's like getting super excited. Throw it up her hands.
This is what I live for. So, I heard about Maya Moon years before, at least a couple years before I actually met Kathryn. And I heard about it. I was at some small gathering. I was actually performing with this choir, which is awesome, at a spa. And they had all these beautiful little truffle chocolates, one for each chakra. I was so impressed. I was like, what? Oh, so this is gonna really activate. And I was also learning about chakras at the same time. And so I took that inspiration and I designed Maya Moon based on Kathryn's flagship product, the chakra truffles. So as you move through the space, you move through the chakras from the crown all the way to the root. I did that because, well, I mean, I did that in terms of function. It just makes sense in terms of functionality, but also I thought it was a great way for my client, Kathryn, to be able, like, even when I'm gone, and don't get me wrong, I'm still there all the time, but even when I'm gone, that she will be able to take that partie and like live with it, grow with it, and add whatever's going to come. And so that's exactly what's happening.
Oh, right.
And I just want to add that it was such an amazing collaborative process, creative process. Steffi and I met once and just talked about Maya Moon's ethos and who we are as a brand, and really what I saw as the potential for the experience that people could have in our flagship space. And, we chatted for a while, and she went off and made her proposal. And when we had scheduled our follow-up meeting to review what she had created, I remember her telling me, she's like, I'm an artist, so you have feedback on this, be gentle. This is a little bit out there. And that's when she presented the concept of the chakra system with the way the space was designed, and just fell in love. She nailed it. It was so beautiful and amazing. And it's been really awesome to witness the experience that people have in this space. And, I hear feedback. Steffi probably hears this somewhat too, because she's around in the space, but people come in all the time. They just say, oh my gosh, when I'm here, I have so much creative inspiration, or I've made incredible connections here, or I feel at home here. I feel so grounded here. And I really feel that that's a testament to the thoughtfulness from Steffi that went into the concept and the design, and even just the energetic experience in the space. Yeah. There's a resonance there that is unique. That's really, really a cool aspect of it.
And the proof of that is, yes, everyone's testimony, but before it was Maya Moon, it was another neighboring cafe, which is really well known around town, but it's not well known for a place that you actually want to dwell at. It's just known for being open late and being the study spot. And so when we say, oh, this used to be that other cafe, people are like, what? Like, it feels so different. And so it's like, we between, Kathryn and I, we really transformed the energy with design.
Yeah, I would use the term alchemy. I feel that the entire process was a process of alchemy, and it's alchemized me too. I feel this whole experience has really shifted sense of self, and it's been a catalyst for evolution, or on a personal level too, which has been really cool.
It's so rad. Yeah. And I'm ashamed I haven't been into the space to experience it, but we are going to be changing that, because we are coming in with the design coven, and we're going to have a whole field trip. And I understand, Steffi, you have art in the space as well.
I do.
So what is the medium? What's the inspiration? And do you have, Kathryn, do you have art that changes monthly, or like what's all of that? So Steffi, I'll start with you, since I've threw out like 5 questions.
Oh man, I could cry, because when we were first designing the space, Kathryn really wanted, a space for artists to be able to hang their art. And so I immediately added, spaces for like gallery space. And so on the walls, oh my God, okay. I'm not crying. And one day Kathryn found out that I could art as a verb, and she's like, Steffi, we have to have your art up here. And I'm like, no. I only do that in all of my notebooks. I only do that in all of my textbooks. I only do that in calculus class, and I get yelled at. I only do that everywhere. But everywhere else except for
private spaces,
the public eye. And so it's something that changed. The opportunity to have my art featured in Maya Moon like really changed my life, honestly, because now I'm embracing like the artist within me, and it's painting. It's acrylic, black acrylic, mostly on white paper. and with like a digital flip to it. So it's
Wow.
kind of like, it's called the neural collection because it
Okay.
really connects like both parts of my brain. So it's a whole thing. You have to see it.
Oh my God, I can't wait. So rad.
It's
And then,
so awesome. Yeah, and I mean, so that was always a big part of the concept. What I've learned from cacao and working with her and sitting with her for as long as I have is that she thrives and loves connection. That's the whole vibration, right? It's how do we come together to celebrate beauty and love and nature and our own natural expression and artistry. And so it made sense from a frequency and the manifestation of the energy in physical form to have my own collective, be a space where we can feature local artists, local makers, and celebrate their beauty. And so we have a rotating art show every 2 months. So we feature a new local artist every 2 months. And it's been awesome, the art that's been, and it's so cool too, because I always go through like a little mini grief process where we change the show stuff because you fall in love. I mean, these pieces are so beautiful. And when you're working in the space all the time, it's like you're having this relationship with what's happening on the walls. So every time they come down, it's like, oh, but then the new art comes in and it completely shifts the energy and it's this whole different experience. And it's so cool in the way Steffi designed it because it can hold all of that. Every show that we featured has worked perfectly in the space and has its own energy and vibration. And people come in and it's part of the essence of what they're receiving there, whether they're actively engaged or just enjoying the overall ambiance. It's a big part of it. So it's fun to get to do that there.
so rad. So rad. Well, is there anything that we didn't cover as far as what Maya Moon is sharing in the world? Or is there things that you want people to know more about? Do you have a message that you want to get out there?
I would just say that in the spirit of collaboration, really happy that this space is a place that first and foremost is for community to gather and get to experience cacao and so many beautiful food and beverage offerings that are also cacao adjacent. So we have a really cool collaboration with the beverage botanist her name's Brianna. She's a local mixologist and she's making these really awesome non-alcoholic mocktails and elixirs for us that can only be found in Maya Moon. And then we also have a menu of locally sourced savory foods and sweet things that are all gluten-free, lots of vegan options, and everything is refined sugar-free. So we use only natural sweeteners in all of our products. So Maya Moon is really a space for people to come be nourished and receive a variety of offerings. We also just launched a collaboration with Boochcraft, which is a local hard kombucha company that is very passionate about organic and regenerative sourcing. So they're based in San Diego and they make a variety of flavors that are all from fresh pressed juice. And so we're serving them now on tap as well. So people can come get elevated and enjoy and just, there's so many ways to connect in the space. And it's really exciting to have all those offerings available.
Amazing. And Boochcraft, are they alcoholic, non-alcoholic? I love Boochcraft.
Yes, so they are. It's hard kombucha, so it is alcoholic. I think it ranges from like 6 to 8%, depending on the flavor. So definitely adds a little bit of lift to the experience. But in the world of sustainability and allowing people to connect in ways that feel resonant for them, it's been a fun add-on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so rad. And then you were also speaking about your events and what kind of events do you hold in the space?
Yeah, so in addition to our food and beverage options, we have yoga classes every week. We have a partnership with Modern Medicine, who is offering community acupuncture on Mondays in this space. We have live music regularly, art shows, and various mindfulness experiences. On Tuesday and Wednesday nights, we have sound baths and seekers around entrepreneurship. So it's really intended to be a space where people can come, be nourished, and receive and connect in meaningful ways.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Being nourished in all the ways, from our bodies to our minds and our spirits. That's so rad. Yeah. I definitely need to to visit, which we will do. Like I said, we're gonna work.
We will welcome you anytime.
Amazing. Well, are there any practices that you guys are doing at the moment? Any rituals that you are enjoying, keeping you grounded, mindful, present? Anything that you could share with us? I'm always intrigued as to what other people are doing and hoping to adapt and change up my rituals here.
And go first.
Yeah, what do you got, Steffi?
So I've been meditating every morning, which I've been doing for years now, and I've been making new moon wishes every new moon every month for years now as well. And I do that because, well, all of them come true. And lately, within the last 3 or 4 months, I've been saying and voicing my new moon wishes every morning after meditation. So there's that. I have 10 of them every month. And there's one I want to share with you specifically because it also coincides with the design coven. And it's this. I easily and effortlessly find myself in the perfect position to both give and receive tribal knowledge that benefits all. So,
absolutely. Oh my gosh, Steffi, I'm so excited to have you in the group. That's so beautiful. I love that. Setting intentions, making wishes at every new moon. Absolutely. I'm so down for that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Kathryn, what do you have? What are you experiencing?
So ritual-wise, I've been doing a self-love list. It's like my daily self-love list. So much of my life is very like masculine driving oriented, or has historically been that. And so I found with self-care that if I was too kind of rigid around specific daily practices, that it felt like just another thing on my to-do list. So I've changed it up and I just have a list of things that bring me joy, from exercise to meditation to hanging out poolside or whatever that might look like. So every day I just pick something for my self-love list and focus on that. And it's proven to be a really nourishing and supportive of more of that feminine, intuitive, being in the moment frequency that has been really nice.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I love that. Embracing that divine feminine. For sure. I can totally relate with that, that masculine drive of just like getting things done and just that action that we have to like push forward to make things happen, and then reconnecting with that beautiful feminine to enjoy, right? And to receive the pleasure of our outcome of all the things that we've driven and put action forward. And then, being in the space of like, okay, now I'm going to receive pleasure from all the things that we've created. So good. Okay, so what's brewing? What else is brewing for you guys? I know Steffi said that she had some announcements, and I'm sure there's things brewing at the shop. So I want to know like what's happening here.
Well, now I'm trying to figure out how do I incorporate a self-love list into my practice. So that's what's brewing currently. I have some really great news. I was accepted into this program. It's called Moving Boundaries. And it's and I was so excited, dude. I was so excited. But it's with the same community, like an adjacent community of the Academy for Neuroscience and Architecture, AMFA, which is like pretty local here in San Diego. San Diego is sort of the mecca for neuroscience and architecture. And it's something that's been a driving force behind this holistic design career. And but it's a community that I'm in it on paper, but like not socially. And I realize it's because, or at least I think that it's because like I don't have a master's degree, I don't have a doctorate, I'm not a practicing neuroscience. And so, but I have a wealth of knowledge and practice that I'm actually changing these spaces. And so it's like I almost have to work double duty to even be looked at as a member. And so this is my first time this is my first opportunity being able to really be immersed into the knowledge, and with a built-in community to help me to understand, because I'm not a neuroscientist, believe it or not. And so I'm super excited about that. And yesterday I found out that I received a partial scholarship, one of the biggest scholarships, to attend the program, which kicks off in March of 2023.
Wow.
And yes, I cried.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, because it's like, finally I'm able to further my education in neuroscience, without having to sign up for a master's degree right now.
Wow.
It's just, it's hard financially for a lot of people. And I mean, it's been especially hard for me, and I'm not gonna cry. Like, so to have some hope and a chance to study again, like, it just makes me so happy.
Wow.
And I'm crying.
Talking about wishes coming true. Look at you.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Wow. Steffi, they say in neuroplasticity, which is the way that the brain is always evolving, that sensory feedback is the fastest path to creating a new reality. So whether you have a degree or not, you are already firmly plugged into the neuroscience world with all the beautiful sensory activating spaces that you're curating.
Absolutely.
So that's rad. What's brewing at Maya Moon? Well, we have our 1-year anniversary of the space opening in August. So we're going to be hosting a 2-day festival in San Diego centered around cacao, with hopefully a documentary screening all about the world of cacao and some really cool immersive experiences and opportunities to play and connect. So stay tuned. That'll be the weekend of August 20th. And then big picture, what's happening for Maya Moon is that we're growing. For the first time since I launched the company, I'm on the path to opening up the business to outside investment. So bringing some more collaborators into the space. And we're really going to work on growing our drinking cacao line specifically. So these really powerful functional beverages centered around cacao and supportive herbs. So there's a lot changing, and I'm excited for that. It's an important pathway in bringing in more collaboration for the business to grow, and for us to also really work more directly with our farmers in Ecuador and Peru. So we're going to start offering immersion tours and other ways for our community to really plug in with our farmers in South America and just learn more about their world and their ethos and the really inspiring, incredible ways that they're supporting a more regenerative earth, and how we can work together through the entire supply chain to really provide true collaboration, which to me is the antithesis of so much of what has happened in the world of cacao, which is exploitative and extractive. Through collaboration, we can transform all of that. And so I'm really excited to continue to build those relationships, and as we expand our distribution, we can also bring more support into the communities that we source from and continue to cultivate that full circle view where we're truly working together. So very excited about what's to come.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. I feel like you're both like on this edge, and I'm getting to connect with you right now at this very pivotal moment where you guys are both just going to be like launching into the ethos of, and everything. So cool. And how can we find you? How can the listeners connect with you, find you, taste this beautiful cacao? Like, how can we experience all these services and things that you both have to offer?
Honestly, you can find me at Maya Moon. Show up.
How can we find you digitally?
I'm on Instagram with holistic spaces _ holistic.spaces _ on Instagram. You can go to holistic-spaces.org. It's my website. But no, I'm serious. You can find me at Maya Moon because my art will be up through the end of the month. And yeah, just hit me up for sure. And I will meet you there and I will walk you through the art. And it's a total art and design experience. And so I've been doing my best to share it with as many people as possible. So thank you. Thank you for asking, Rachel.
Of course.
I highly recommend the personal tour with Steffi. It's pretty sweet. So if you're in San Diego, come check out the space, Maya Moon Collective. You know, bring a friend, have some cacao, drop in. We're up on Adams Avenue, and you can find us online at mayamooncollective.com. If you check out the events tab, you can also learn about the upcoming offerings. That's MAYA mooncollective.com. And then if you're not in San Diego, we also ship nationwide across the US. So if you want to try any of our dairy-free honey-sweetened cacao truffles or any of our functional drinking cacao blends, check out mayamoon.com and you can order some for yourself and activate one of your own self-care rituals with some heart-opening cacao. It's definitely a powerful and beautiful experience.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Thank you both so much for coming on and sharing your stories and the intention behind this beautiful space and what you have to offer. I just so appreciate you both.
Thank you so much. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Rachel.
You've been listening to the Holistic Interior Design Business podcast. If it's one that you have been enjoying, please share with anyone else that you think can benefit from this knowledge and leave us a 5-star review that helps us get seen and found by other new and aspiring interior designers. And if you're looking for mentorship, I invite you to join our club here at the Design Coven. It's a bridge between school and real life interior design. We get in much deeper there. We have virtual and in-person events. So everyone is welcome. You don't need to have a design degree to be part of it, just an interest in holistic interior design. I also want to thank our editor, Marcy Ferry, and lastly, Kinseth Thibodeau, who is our music composer. Until next time, be well, and we will see each other soon.